What's up, broskies? Damocles here, and a brand new balance patch was just announced for Pokemon Unite, dropping this Wednesday, October 20th, and I'm recording this super late at night because we just got word of this announcement, and it's big because there's some Zapdos changes, some Rotom changes, and some Drednaw changes. I mean, all across the board, everything that I've been asking for. I feel like the dev team watched my videos or something because it seems to all be in here. So I want to break it down for you and get your thoughts on it. So I'm going to hop over to Cerebi because Cerebi has it all in English. And you can, with Google Translate, you can kind of tell what the changes are, but it's just a little bit easier to digest this way. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so this is coming October 20th, 2021. This is official. You've obviously got all the Halloween stuff that I talked in my last video. You can go and check that out if you want. There's like a whole teaser trailer, different Lucario skins and stuff, some battle items that turn into pumpkins, new music, all that jazz. But this is the real stuff that matters, okay? Pikachu changes. Thunder and Volt Tackle are getting damage buffs. We don't know what the extent of those damage buffs are, but those are both very underutilized skills in Pikachu's kit. So it makes sense that they would see some improvement, but I still don't think Volt Tackle is going to be a popular thing for Pikachu. Amnesia with Slowbro, cooldown decrease, HP gain increase. This might lead to more of the Scald Bro builds. I have a whole build for Slowbro. It's more damage oriented, and it uses Amnesia. So having a reduced cooldown, dropping it from 13 seconds to anything is honestly going to be a pretty big deal for that build because Amnesia also increases the damage of your Scalds. Gengar, this is going to be interesting. Okay, I don't really know what this is. I'm guessing it's some kind of status passive with his abilities, but basically after level 5, when you deal special damage, you will recover health based on damage inflicted. So this might give Gengar a lot more staying power, and it might make it worthwhile going Shell Bell and having this with Gengar so that you can really get some damage done. And if it's just across the board on Gengar, it's going to make Hex Sludge Gengar better, and it's going to make Dream Eater Shadow Ball better because you're going to be able to go in and jump on people and survive more. You're going to be able to heal up when you go in for that burst, so that's going to be really interesting to see. I'm excited for that one because contrary to popular belief, I do enjoy Gengar. I just don't like it when he's broken. Blastoise. I called for some Blastoise nerfs. We knew it was coming, guys. We knew it was coming. Hydro Pump, decreased damage inflicted. All of these changes are needed. The damage changes need to happen. They did decrease the cooldown on Water Spout, so this is actually a buff. But Hydro Typhoon and Hydro Pump, these are reduced, which is good in my opinion, because Blastoise right now, having a defender with that much damage, just not good for game health overall. It doesn't really fit what the character's supposed to be doing. So that's a good change. Venusaur, though, Giga Drain decreases HP recovered. This is a good change if this is all that this is, which is what it seems like. I just want to double check because I thought it was something different. Initially weakened the effect on myself. HP recovery has been reduced. I'm hoping that it's not just the HP recovery, but it's also the damage reduction that is given. Right now it's about 40% damage reduction when you use a Giga Drain. And that is what's really broken about Venusaur right now is it's spammable and it allows you to stay in fights a lot longer than possible. But Solar Beam, increased damage inflicted. Solar Beam didn't need a buff. Solar Beam's damage was already, before the Giga Drain Petal Dance, Solar Beam Venusaur was in a solid spot, one of the best spots in the meta. So this is going to push Solar Beam, to insane levels, in my opinion. I really love Solar Beam build already, so I think this is going to be fantastic. But this didn't need to be buffed at all, so I'm really questioning why they did that. It's not like people were going Giga Drain Petal Dance because Solar Beam was bad. They were going it because Giga Drain Petal Dance was absolutely broken, made it the most broken character in the game. So Lucario, though. Lucario, this dude, I'll say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 3 times. Too strong for too long. Mary J. Blige. Lucario was good from the moment this game dropped. Got some buffs, got some changes, was good. It has never been bad in Pokemon Unite. It's a menace to deal with. It's so obnoxious. And so they're reducing its attack stat. That's good. Steadfast, that needs to be gone. That's the... that's the shielding passive that it gets at low HP thresholds. So that means that there's probably a bigger internal cooldown on this, so it can't dive as aggressively. And for Aura Cannon, the Unite move fix a bug that increases damage by using after Power-Up Punch. Okay, so that's interesting. See, Aura Cannon, I'm fairly certain the passive of Aura Cannon is supposed to be After you use Aura Cannon, Power Up Punch does more damage, I believe. But what was happening, I guess, was the damage of Aura Cannon was being increased if it's used after Power Up Punch, which is the reverse. So overall, good start to Lucario nerfs. I feel like these are fair. It does a bajillion damage with super safe dives, and this is hitting it right where it hurts there. So I don't think it's going to be garbage anymore. I just don't think people are going to be able to be so abusive. Garchomp. Increased basic attack speed. That could be potentially huge. And attack speed attack speed buff. I'm recording this late at night. People, let me remind you of that. Attack speed buff just straight off the jump for Garchomp. This could be a big deal. And increasing damage inflicted by Dragon Rush. That could be a big deal because that thing chunks already. So this is, again, they're just incrementally trying to bump up Garchomp, guys. This could be the thing that pushes Garchomp up, over the edge. Just this attack speed increase, because attack speed is a big deal, because this is going to make it so his passive stacks up faster as well. You got to keep that in mind, right? The more Garchomp hits, the faster it hits, the more it cleaves, the more it life steals. So if it's just getting increased attack speed off the rip, that could be really nice for you Garchomp mains. And Dragon Rush, you guys know I like going the Dragon Garchomp build. I don't like Dig and Earthquake. I don't think they're that great. But Wild Charge. Fixed a bug that caused more damage than expected when hitting multiple Pokemon. I don't think anybody should be using Wild Charge anyway, so in my opinion, this is pointless. I don't think that there was any kind of thing. I mean, this is clearly a nerf to whatever was going on with Wild Charge. Excuse me. But it doesn't make a difference. Like, everybody should be going Discharge, period. Cramorant Dive. Fixed a bug that caused a display issue. Okay, not a problem. Gale Wings. Fixed a bug that caused Gale Wings to not activate after KO. Gale Wings is Talonflame's passive. That makes it so above a certain HP threshold, I believe it's above half HP, it gets a movement speed increase. So after a KO, this must have just been turning off for some reason. Now, here's the big thing, guys. Let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit here. Even more. Okay. Zapdos. Energy reduction. Reduced energy obtained after KO. So right now, the way it works is if you are the one to get the last hit on Zapdos, you get 30 points, and I believe everybody else on your team gets 20 points across the board. So what they're doing here is they're trying to reduce the amount of score swing that you get just by securing a Zapdos. Okay, so does this resolve all of Zapdos' issues? Probably not. Does it make it so the score swings aren't going to be as dramatic? Yes. So if you go, I would like to see some HP changes to Zapdos so it's not as easy to solo and have your team screw it up. But that's, baby steps. This is a good start. This is going to make it so, all right, I don't know what they're going to reduce this to. Maybe they reduce it to nothing. Maybe you just don't get any extra energy after KOing Zapdos. That alone is big because that allows for some counterplay. That means if you think about it, right, at a base level, if you get 30 and then 4 of your teammates get 20, so that's 80. What is that, like 110? What is that? At just a bare minimum 110 point swing, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, I think so. Again, super late, apologize. But 110 point swing, that turns into a 220 point swing because you're below 20 minutes. Below 2 minutes. So if they cut this even lower, then that's going to make it so that the bare minimum swing is even worse or even better. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this, I think this is a good move. I think it's going to be good in the right direction. It's going to reward teams that get Zapdos, but it's going to make it so you actually have to already be kind of holding on to some decent points in order to really be able to win a team fight and be able to actually score and make meaningful double point bonuses towards the end of the game. So that'll be interesting. Drednaw, though. This is arguably the biggest change here, though. Reduce the amount of shield gained after KO. Doesn't matter. Reduce the amount of HP gained after KO. That matters a lot. That is everything. So depending on how much HP is actually changed, this could be huge. This could be meta changing because it might make it so Drednaw is not worth going for anymore, straight up. It still has to be worth committing to a team fight and getting that experience, and giving up farm elsewhere on the map. If I can go and I can kill a Ludicolo and that's going to be the same amount of XP as a Drednaw, maybe it's worth me just going and farming the buff camps or contesting the enemy buff camps instead of going and trying to lose a 4v5 team fight at Drednaw. So this is huge. This is honestly massive depending on how much of a change this is actually going to be in terms of overall XP. Rotom, though, increased movement speed, HP, and attack while heading to the goal. So that's going to be really interesting. That's going to be really interesting and increases the time the area is broken after Rotom activates it. So I'm wondering if they are literally making it like a mini Zapdos here. So Rotom right now exists for 15 seconds on a goalpost, and I've made a whole rant about this because if you put a Rotom on a goalpost and you capture Zapdos, the Rotom buff actually lasts half the time of a Zapdos buff, and it overwrites the Zapdos buff. So you could potentially lose a game because you capture Rotom and you can't score it. You can't take full advantage of the Zapdos buff. So maybe they're increasing this double. Maybe they're increasing this instant score zone to be 30 seconds, which would match Zapdos's, which would be pretty huge as well. But I'm curious to see how these Rotom changes actually affect the course of the game. I'm curious to see if this is specifically like, is this just increasing the movement speed, HP, and attack of Rotom, or is this are they adding something to Rotom to where it's giving you a team-wide movement speed, HP, and attack buff? Because if it's that, that's pretty insane. But without knowing like the full effects, it's hard to really say. After King Rotom, the movement speed, HP, and attack to reach the opponent's goal have been increased. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a buff to like the team for capturing Rotom so you can push it in easier? Or do you think it's a buff to Rotom so that it does more damage? It's more like a raid boss going down the lane where you need to actually rotate up to stop it. You guys let me know in your comments down below. What do you guys think of this overall, of these changes overall? I think this is this is 90% of the stuff that I've been asking for. Just at an overall like high level, just saying like, oh, hey, I mean, what did I have in my tier list, guys? I said Blastoise probably going to be getting nerfs. Venusaur definitely getting nerfs. Lucario definitely getting nerfs. Talonflame, they're going to get to them. I promise you, they're going to get to it. But these guys, they all need adjustments, and Garchomp needed buffs. And what are we getting, guys? Call me Mystic Mac, because I predict these things. This is what happens. We're seeing some potentially meta-shifting things over here as well, depending on how much of an experience change this is, and depending on if this is a buff towards Rotom, the actual Pokemon itself, or your team. So I'm really curious to see what that's going to be like. But you guys let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell down below. And follow me on all socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and at me. Just ask me any questions or anything like that. Hop in my Discord and ask, if you want to play with anybody in the Discord. We got a great community going there. I'm sorry for my phone constantly going off. But what change are you guys most excited for? I'm really just pumped for this overall, and I hope you guys are too. So that's coming on Wednesday, and I'm hoping that it reignites the fire that I have for Pokemon Unite, because right now it's in a little bit of a rough state. I don't know about you guys, but that's it for me, guys. It is late. I'm going to try and export this, and I hope you guys like it. Thanks. Peace out.